we've got an epidemic of anxiety, depression, misery, anger, violence, all negative emotions. And I'm going to tell you in the next minute or so why I believe that all of this is not genetic, and it's not because it's just my bad luck to be miserable, but that it's in fact a mathematical problem that can be solved if we approach it with a different perspective. This is Rena with your Bliss Bite. One of the biggest things that's happened to me due to my path, my spiritual path, my exploration, and the fact that I have deep intellectual curiosity, and I've read and studied and listened and watched a lot of stuff, is that I'm starting to realize that the underlying framework of everything is geometry, and it's triangles, as Sadhguru has pointed out. And when we are in perfect alignment of the geometry of creation, then we are in fact in perfect alignment with what we call God, but what really is, I believe, an extremely high frequency of creation, love, joy, and bliss. I believe that there's a spectrum, that everything is just frequency, or as Nikola Tesla said, it's just energy in motion. And I genuinely believe that humans are, in fact, mathematics in motion. And when our equation is screwed up, that is when we begin to see severe challenges in our lives. So yoga, as introduced by Patanjali thousands of years ago, was a very potent way to get back in alignment. And I remember someone looking at me and saying, you know, I can look at people, just their angles, their size, their height, their length of their arm, their hands, and I can tell you how spiritually advanced they can get. And I thought, what a weird comment, because I had at that point thought that spirituality had nothing to do with angles and mathematics and equations. I thought spirituality was in fact all about emotions. Well, I now understand that because it's all about frequency, and frequency is in fact a component of frequency is in fact sound, that the way we are structured from our sound box to our mouth to our body and how we tune it is what allows us to become creators or destroyers. Yep, you heard it here first. I believe the only difference between someone who creates magic and who destroys, which in our worlds we say someone who's angelic or someone who's evil, because, destroyers are evil, people that have wars and are terrorists, etc., or angelic people that are birthing new ideas, new visions, new ventures, new money. That the only difference between the two is how mathematically, geometrically they are aligned to the frequency of creation. So using that framework that I now fully believe in my very soul, how do you apply this to the number one problem we face today, which is anxiety, depression, anger, and violence? Or as I term it, the biggest crisis of our time is not COVID, although it was clearly hard. The biggest crisis of our time is harmonic dissonance. It is the fact that we are all like horribly out of tune, broken instruments. And we've got to get back to becoming beautiful instruments of perfect creation, because God is in us and we are the ones that are creating the world around us. Yes? There's no one magical standing up there reading a book and telling us that we are being banished or that we are being blessed. That's not true. We are the creators. It is us that are actually, literally, in real time, creating our reality. So it's in our best interest that every one of us tunes the heck up. We've all got to get our act together, figure out our perfect mathematics, because of course we're born with a certain set, and then get into resonance from that dissonance. So I'm going to make a video on what I believe has worked, what I've observed in my last decade of this journey of what I believe are the most critical things that everyone needs to do now to get back into harmony so we can birth my dream, Blissvana, which is heaven on earth, which is right here. It's here. It's not something to go to. It is something to tune into by getting into the frequency of love, compassion, peace, joy, and harmony, but most of all, gratitude. And the only reason we haven't been able to do it is because it is a group effort. We all need to do it. I can't get to my Blissvana alone. I need all of you to come with me so we can together tune into this frequency. Love you. This is Rena. Follow me on Blisswork and tune in to my next episode for Bliss Bite on how can we get back into harmony and love and solve this problem that should not exist. Love you.